Moscow has a huge economy. It's just 8% of the population of Russia, but 20% of GDP of Russia. Moscow is a very important center. 70% of Fortune 500 are based in Moscow already.
That's the positives. There are also some negatives. I guess there'd be a number of people who'd say that Moscow is more associated with risk than opportunity. Poor infrastructure, for example. Some would say it's dangerous. It's certainly very expensive. On a corruption scale, it continues to rate very low in terms of performance. How do you counter those who are worried about that?
We try to be honest, and by the way, just during our roadshow, we demonstrate not only positive sides, but also negative sides, threats and risks. But it's interesting, within our roadshow there are some people, foreigners, who make business in Russia. And it's interesting that perception of foreign investors who work in Russia are at least twice better than those who are going to be in Russia. It means that the image is worse than the real situation.
But to be fair, that image comes from news reports and facts that we hear of business people being shot, we hear of being major security risks for people.
Yeah, by the way, in terms of street crime, we are much better than London and Paris, and at the level of Vienna. So it's also a factor which is unknown. Probably through our conversation, people will know more about the real situation in Moscow. But to be serious, it's a concern for the city authority, for the federal authority, to improve the investment climate, to improve the rule of law, to minimize the regulative burden, to make it more cheap in terms of non-industrial cost, let's say, for making business in Moscow.
So if those issues are being addressed, is now really the right time to invest, or should you wait until you've made more progress on those fronts?
Those who already invest in Russia would like to increase their presence, and they would like to stay in Russia. They see some positive signals in terms of climate and some positive signals from new sectors. Russia is not only about oil and gas. More and more, Russia is about high tech. Russia is about transportation, telecommunication.